Hello YouTube, this is Dave from davestravelpages.com here, and today I'm doing a quick review of the Tecknet iEP1500 black power bank. So, what exactly is a power bank then? Well, let's open the box and have a look. Inside we get a user manual, which hopefully I shouldn't need to use, as things should be fairly self-explanatory. Now that said, they're famous last words, so maybe we'll just keep that just in case. And then we have the power bank itself, which is in effect just a very big battery, and I'll explain why I would need that in a minute. And additionally we get a lead, so I'm guessing that is to charge that up from a computer. And in there we have, if I can actually get to the thing, a bunch of different adapters for different devices. Let's have a closer look at the power bank then. As I mentioned earlier, it's basically a very big battery, and I'm using this for bicycle touring where I don't always have access to mains electricity, so I can charge things such as my smartphone, my GPS and tablet computers. This holds 15,000 milliamps. I have no idea what a milliamp is, but apparently it can do a smartphone recharge between 4 and 5 times just from this one thing, so it's quite handy to have. And obviously it's not restricted just to bicycle touring. If you're hiking or camping, it could be quite useful. And also even if you're going to an event or a conference, you know, I've sat in halls for 8 hours at a time, my smartphone's died and wish I could have charged it, and this would have done just the trick. On the front of it, we've got 4 lights there, which if I press the on button, 3 of which have come on. That leads me to believe it's between 50 and 75% charged, and that's as it was out of the box. On the same side as the on-off switch, we've got 2 USB outs. This is to charge your devices up from. Anything can be charged, such as smartphones, tablets, GPS. What won't charge, obviously, is a laptop itself. So if you've got a tech bit of gear that will charge via USB, this will do the job. On this end, that's where you charge this up from. Again, this charges via USB itself, meaning you can charge this through a laptop, or you can just put it into a mains plug charger. I've got a couple of things that need charging at the moment, one of which is my Garmin GPS. This is the Touring Pro that I'll be using on my bicycle tour. I'll be doing a review of this a bit later on, but for the time being we're just going to charge her up. So let's pop her in there, get it the right way round. So 4 lights have come on. I guess if I'd read the instructions that would be significant in some way. The Garmin's just firing up now, which means it's getting a charge. I'll leave it to do that while I just plug in the MP3 player. This MP3 player doesn't look much, but it is pretty awesome. It holds charge for about 50 hours. A lot of the gear that I like on my bicycle touring needs to hold charge for a long time because it's just a pain trying to charge stuff all the time. So pop her in there like that, switch it on. Okay, so I think you can see in the top right hand corner that's charging quite nicely there. And on the GPS side, bring it in a bit, that says it's got 25%. I don't know if you can just make that out. So I'm going to switch that off. And that's showing there 25% charging. Now I'll leave these to charge and come back to it later when they're done. We'll see how much power this has got left via the lights, and then hopefully we can work out if it's any good or not. Okay, literally 1 hour and 57 minutes later. I'm all one for random times. Let's see how we're getting on. So the Garmin is now at 100%, so that's good. Let's unplug the Garmin. And this is still showing signs of charging. Now, to be fair, I'd forgotten to make an exact measurement of how much charge was left, but I think it was less than a third. So let's unplug that. And in the top there, we are showing, well, it's showing as full, so it couldn't have been far off a full charge. So that's not bad. Now, on the device itself, that light's flashing, so that must mean that we're down to 50% power now. So it's charged 2 devices, admittedly not from empty, but sort of like 75% each, and it's only used less than 25% of this battery. So that's pretty good going, really. I'm just going to leave it for a second because these lights do go off by themselves, but I just want you to see that. So basically, all I really need to do now is see how long this takes to charge. And now for some reason that stopped flashing. Okay, we don't know why. So these lights will go off by themselves. What I need to do now is see how long this battery will take to charge itself. So that's the next stage of this video. Okay, so I'm going to charge this from the mains. So I'm just going to switch it on. So the 3 lights have come back on. Let's plug her in. I'm always getting these the wrong way around. There we go. That's in. Okay, now we've got some flashing lights. So that one must really have been on the cusp of getting to 50%. So it's going to have 2 to go. Just going to time and see how long this takes to get to a full charge. When it's fully charged, all the lights will remain on. There will be no flashing. Okay, so that was on the go for about 4.5 hours, so we've now got a full charge. I'm going to leave it like that, and now the next thing that will happen is that I'll take that on the bicycle tour in a few days' time and test it out over a week. So, I've been back from the bicycle tour for 3 or 4 weeks now, had a great time. Made a couple of videos whilst I was out on the road, and you can check those out on this channel, and of course I kept blog posts and they're at davestravelpages.com. What did I think to the power bank then? Well, I have to say that I was really impressed. It did everything I needed it to, which was basically to keep my GPS and smartphone charged for a 1-week period. The GPS got charged between 4 and 5 times, and the smartphone a couple of times. In fact, it was that good, it's really got me thinking about my next around the world cycling trip. I've been toying with the idea of using either solar or dynamo so that I can be more self-sufficient with power as I tour. But this has changed my mind. All I've really got to do is buy another one of these and I've got 2 weeks of power. So why goes the unneeded expense and weight of carrying around solar or dynamo? Something to think about perhaps. Overall then, the build quality is excellent. It's quite inexpensive. Everyone should have one really. You don't need to be a bicycle tourist or a hiker. Even, householders should have one really. If you've got a power cut and you need to charge your phone up, you're stuck. But if you've got one of these, then brilliant. If you'd like to buy one, there's a couple of Amazon links below which you can click through and do so. That's it for the review really. If you liked it, please thumbs up. If you've not subscribed, please do so. And I'll catch you next time. Cheers.